After the government removed SFIs only giving farmers half an hour notice, they are likely to bring in their adjusted version of the sustainable farming incentive. And here are a couple of things that I'd like to see in it. Or to be more specific, what I would like to remain unchanged and what I'd like to change. First thing is for the payment rates for things like SAM 3, all those very standard actions which do have incredibly good benefits for working farms to remain at the same payment rate they have, because they are about right and they do offer a lot of added benefits for the environment as well as the farm management and the health and welfare of livestock, and also for health and welfare of humans. They have a load of good benefits to them. The higher paying options, so things like the wild bird mixes and those sort of things, which were absolutely rinsed when the sustainable farming incentive was released in its reasonably current form before they put the 25% cap on those, I think needs to be put into a higher tier of compliance, whereby you need to do a lot more to access that, and the cap should be at no more than 15% of the farm. This will ensure that agricultural land which is productive remains in production. And I think that would be a much better way of managing the system. I think that the cap at 25% is still far too much, and too many people who are not intending to farm the land are just taking it out of production and taking the payment from it, and they're not adding any benefit to the country. And lastly, which is the biggest one of all, is that the government has to promise and has to put guarantees in place that they are not going to make any further changes after this amendment has been put through, and that there is a level of consistency which is maintained. Because adding actions is perfectly fine, but changing, adapting, removing actions on a yearly basis just adds further complications to not only DEFRA staff and RBA staff, but also to farmers, advisors and everyone else. It's just maddening. And also, they need to put guarantees in place in writing, contractually, that they will give a minimum of 2 months' notice before they are likely to need to stop that the SFI application from being received. Realistically, farmers need time to plan before they make any changes on their farm. And giving farmers half an hour notice of a massive change to the way they're going to farm their land is unacceptable and cannot be allowed to continue.